Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at my full workflow on creating exterior realistic renders in Enscape. Make sure to stay around until the end of the video since that's when you'll find some of the most useful tips. Alright, so to get started we have a very simple modeled house without any materials applied to it or any surroundings modeled. You can get the file at the beginning stages or the final file with all the settings from the link in the description. Before we get started on applying materials or lighting, if you watched my previous videos, you know that I like to set up the composition as my first step when getting started to a new project. First things we want to do is turn down the field of view and get the angle of the scene to something which fits our render. So when we have chosen our angle, we can save it as a camera view by using our F key or just clicking the view management icon in our Enscape tab on the top left of the screen, and then just clicking the create view icon. Before I do any tweaking on the settings or lighting, I want to fully model the surroundings and landscape as well as applying materials. First off, I will apply the grass material from the Enscape material library in the yard of the house. I like to use grass number 4 since I believe that the texture makes the grass look more realistic, so that's what I will recommend for you to do as well. Now, after I've done that, I will place hedges from the Enscape asset library on the sides of the house. I will make them a little bigger, that way they look better, and also hide the horizon line, since later on I plan to apply an HDRI on the lighting of the whole render. After I'm done with the hedges, I will apply a wood texture, again from the Enscape material library, onto the vertical strips. The wood texture looks too dark as of now, but I will make sure to make it a bit brighter later on the steps. Now I'm gonna make sure I put a nice asphalt texture on the road as well as on the sidewalks. I want to use 2 different tones of asphalt in the garage area and the road. That way they differ a little bit and the garage part doesn't look like an extension of the main road. As I said, now I'm gonna make the wood texture brighter, and I just believe it looks much better now in my opinion. Before I move on to the rest of the tutorial, I want to remind you that if you want to have the SketchUp file that I'm using in this video, in order to follow up with the whole tutorial, you can find it in the link in the description, both the before and after SketchUp file. Alright, so now I will work on the landscape of the front yard of the house. I will use a combination of 2 different bushes, both of which will also be selected from the Enscape asset library. The smaller bush will be a fountain grass type, and the other one will be a dwarf peppermint, which I will scale down and make it smaller since I think it's too big for our scene and definitely not fitting this area that we want to put it in. Another thing that I want to emphasize when placing landscape elements is to use randomization, meaning to rotate different angles and use different sizes of vegetation so they don't look identical and unrealistic. I will also use a type of palm tree on the side of the front yard, which maybe doesn't go well with the rest of the vegetation used, but I believe it helps the composition of the render. Now I will also place a cool porch in the garage area to give the whole area more context, and I will add some leaves on the side of the sidewalk, which I believe breaks the monotone texture of asphalt, but honestly it doesn't match the other parts of the render. But as I said earlier, I like to sacrifice that for the sake of better rendering composition. And also, in order for the leaves to look more realistic, I like to rotate them and randomize them as well so they don't look identical and artificially put. Now I will also add the curbs to the sidewalk, which adds another layer of realism into the modeling. I'm not sure that the size of them is fully correct, but I guess they work fine as of now. For this, I'm going to create 1 curb block, I guess we can call it that, and then multiply it with little spaces between them, since that's how they're placed in real life. I will also place some trees at the side of the house, or I guess as we can imagine the neighboring gardens, to give the whole area more context and just to overall improve the composition of the image. The trees are in similar size and similar in the type of vegetation as well. After I have placed the trees on the side, I will place one in the middle that goes through the hole in the roof of the first floor. I think placing a tree in the center of the house divides the symmetry of the house quite well, as well as the symmetry of the whole rendering. In this render, I'm using the centering composition method, which I explain in detail in my composition video, which should pop up in the top right corner of your screen right now. So make sure you go ahead and watch that after finishing this video. To complement the centering composition even more, I'm going to put an adult and a kid walking in the center of the render, and this, I believe, makes the dynamic of the image much better and contributes to the storytelling part of the image as well. Now that I believe that we're done with the modeling and the import of the assets, I will mainly work on the lighting and the overall visual settings of the image. So first off, I will import an HDRI and rotate it to an angle so that the background doesn't interfere with the rest of the image. Now that I import the HDRI, I see that the angle of the camera can be a little more improved, so I will create another view the same way I did in the beginning of this video. I will turn down the brightness of the HDRI so that the way the sun intensity looks a bit higher and the image is more vibrant. So basically I think there's more contrast and the whole image looks more dynamic. I will also go through all the settings one final time and make the asphalt texture orientation the right way, and I believe we're pretty much done with the render. Obviously there's some more room to improve the render and just a lot more details that we can work on to make it look even better. But for the sake of keeping the video short and more simple and more accessible for everyone watching, I believe that the final image is quite well. Now that we see our final rendering, we can tell that the whole workflow is made up by many techniques, but most importantly, a lot of instinct. Instinct can also be trained, but obviously this includes choosing the right assets to use, the right materials as well, and also the amount of different elements that you want to use. So you don't want to use a big variety of materials, lighting types, and all of that. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure to check out the Patreon for all the source files in all my videos, and I will see you in the next one.
Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.